Chris Hollenbeck. I work in the maintenance department, and I'm a biomed technician. Been here 15 years. Started back in 1995 as a nursing aide, an evening shift, and 4-4. And I've worked in lab, also worked in childbirth center, and eventually transferred over to maintenance and work on mostly the hospital beds, stuff like that. It just kind of feels good how I'm still kind of involved in patient care, just in a separate way. I'm kind of like supporting the healthcare mission, I guess, in my own little way. So I feel like I'm still taking care of patients, just in a different way. I actually got in healthcare. Interesting story. I was in the Navy in the Persian Gulf, and I was getting let off the side of the ship to be lowered down onto a barge, and the line broke and came all unraveled and all that stuff. And I actually free fell all the way into a steel barge about 4 stories down. And they said the only reason I'm still alive is that the barge was actually floating and it was in a downwave when I hit it. And actually sprained both my ankles. I had a little stretcher, and the corpsman, kind of like the medical people and the medics, actually brought me up on the side of the ship and took care of me and stuff. And really kind of admired what they did, not mentioning the life flash before my eyes. Kind of helped out a lot, and kind of got in the medical field after that. I'm 3rd generation in my family, and grandmother was a nurse. My dad was is an X-ray technician. And, yeah, that's how I kind of got into it. Actually went and applied for the Corps school, and my bookkeeping scores on that ultimate test were a little low, so I just probably looked really nervous on this. So I actually challenged a test, and I harassed the officer that was in charge of assigning classes for about 6 months, working on my off time in the medical clinic. And eventually I got accepted and graduated. Actually, the same school my father went to, Great Lakes.
What are your big dreams for the future?
I guess seeing the hospital grow, see how the technology changes and stuff like that. It's really going to be interesting to see how that pans out, being part of the big picture and stuff. And going through the leadership program has really kind of opened me to what goes on in the background, which is really interesting. It's really fascinating, kind of stepping back and seeing how the whole thing runs. And really kind of wanting to be a part of that. Kind of feeling like I have a lot to offer, and all that stuff I don't like about how they do this and do that, how I can actually get in that position and change things and stuff like that.
So tell me again the story about having to leave the childbirth center and what you loved about it.
It was probably one of the hardest things I ever had to do. I've worked in many areas, especially after I became a corpsman in service. I worked in just about every place, ICU, ER, got a taste of everything. It was really awesome. I learned a lot. And so I went to see all these pieces of people's lives as they go through from day to day, and their best and worst times and stuff like that. And so it was kind of almost, I felt like gifted that, or very lucky that I actually got to end my medical side of my career in the childbirth center, because it was just such a happy place. It was like kind of the beginning, and all these things I saw in my career, I could see how it all starts. And my first day there, I'm really nervous, walking in there, hear babies crying in the rooms and stuff, and I'm walking by room 1, and all of a sudden this guy barges out of the room, says, "It's a boy," looks at me, gives me a big hug, jumps up and down, and disappears in the room. And I never had a first day at work like that since then. It was really kind of special. And about 2.5 years there until I decided to move. I'm sorry. I always joke around that people say the only place I haven't worked is security administration, and I say, well, this is too dangerous. But yeah, I can't believe I just said that on camera.